All right, 10th anniversary of the TWA Flight 800 led to an interesting, well, I don't know what I want to call this argument, dispute. Barrage of drops is probably more accurate, as Mike was trying to get his point across, which is always that you never thought it was. You always thought it was a missile, yeah.
A missile, yeah.
Now,
sure.
why don't you lay your missile theory? What's
right.
going on with the missile theory? Because I haven't heard anything about this in a long time.
It's been totally silent. All right, now this is a site. Very easy. njpeople.com. That's where it's at. There's a million things to click on, too, that I haven't had a chance to do, which disappoints me. But Commander William S. Donaldson, USN retired, they're always retired, aren't they, has challenged the official NTSB position on the cause of the crash of TWA Flight 800 in a series of letters to James Hall, chairman of the NTSB, between April 1997 and today. Over the past year, Commander Donaldson has been working with other retired aviation professionals, including some previous crash investigators, as well as persons inside the NTSB.
I'm fighting not to space out.
I know. Investigation itself. Don't start on that. Oh, I knew it. I don't even like that music for spacing out. Oh, balls. Oh, no.
When you said aviation, it woke me back up.
All right, aviation. Okay. Commander Donaldson has extensive experience as a naval crash investigator. He and others have concluded that the NTSB's explanation of the center wing tank explosion is not credible. The center wing tank explosion is not credible. With the help of many other concerned aviation professionals, Commander Donaldson has produced an extensive report on the cause of the crash. This report to the subcommittee of the House of Representatives was released July 16, 1998. Much of the material on this report comes to the NTSB itself, who have ignored a great deal of forensic evidence, which points conclusively to the actual cause of the crash. Now I'm trying to read ahead because no one's paying attention anymore. A great deal of evidence, such as the FBI's eyewitness notes, appear to have attained top secret status and have not been released, even back to the witnesses who gave the reports. Now look at that. All of a sudden, it's top secret. All of the things those people saw.
Couldn't this just be a picture of a missile blowing up the plane and the missile's phased into the picture like a lot of those other ones?
Yes, that's right. And the thing of it is, this guy, Commander Donaldson, this is getting so strong. Just go to njpeople.com. Now that you have a computer, Drew, when you get home, you need to click on everything, because I really can't put this entire case forth at this point, other than to say, because this music is playing and nobody cares anymore.
Stream on.
Let me tell you something. You know how credible this is? WJR interviewed the guy. If the voice of the Great Lakes put him on.
Now, who is Commander Donaldson? What are his credentials?
Well, he's a retired United States Navy crash investigator.
Maybe that's the tail.
What's the forensic evidence that's been? See, I was paying attention. What's the forensic evidence that
I think those
falsified?
I think those are the additional things I have to click on yet that I haven't done yet. This is just basically the homepage. That's all I've got here, Drew. Because I knew if I went and
You've been trumpeting this, though. Why don't you have
only now? I just referenced it now. I haven't trumpeted it at all until 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this last week. So.
No. And the reason why I wanted to...
He promoted the fact that he wanted to do something about Flight 800, and I do remember seeing
I don't know
that.
about it. Mark, did that happen?
Yeah. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Mark was spacing out? You made Mark space out?
Oh, man. Oh, God. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Let's see.
Mike's even made himself space out.
At a press conference on July 20th, 1998, where Commander Donaldson's report was explained, Dr. Vernon L. Gross... I ain't listening to you no more. Oh, that's what Walters was working on.
That's what he was unhappy about? Those drop-ins you asked him to get?
Yeah, he was really unhappy.
That'll help the show so much.
Yeah, we were talking about... Yeah, he was just laboring just something awful. Don't you say another word to me. Dr. Vernon Gross, former board member of NTSB and former commentator for CNN, stood up and declared... He could no longer... Oh, look at this! Hold it, I just found something.
Wait, let me just reenact what happened there. Here's Mike's mind. And then all of a sudden...
Oh, Dr. Vernon Gross, former board member of the NTSB and former commentator for CNN. He's a former commentator for CNN. And guess what? He stood up and he declared that he could no longer support the center fuel tank theory at all, being the cause of the crash, and that there was sufficient new evidence that a missile could have shot down TWA
Shut
Flight
your
800.
raggedy ass up and sit the down.
You know, is there anything to do with the fact that Walter's been working on these drops all morning and they happen to be introduced at the time that I'm doing Flight 800?
The most important portion of the show.
Exactly. And they just listening to you no more. And they just happen to just show themselves.
There. Shut up, boy.
And this report is
Cartridges are
124
flying towards the machine.
This thing
at an amazing pace.
I know. This report is now 124 pages long that disputes this whole theory. So you're talking about credible people here. Commander William Donaldson.
Former commentator from CNN.
No, you got that wrong. No, that's Dr. Vernon Gross. Commander William Donaldson is USN retired, you know, and he's...
I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
I'm telling you a lot of very important... Okay, look. Don't you say another word to me. I'm telling you, a lot of credible, decent, intelligent individuals are coming forward to shoot down this theory.
Shut up, little man.
These drops would have been flying twice as fast if we weren't in the cart age.
Absolutely true.
This last 20 minutes should be presented at the National Association of Broadcasters Convention when they have the drop-in lecture.
Shut up, little man.
Shut your mouth.
And I'm telling you, look, I ain't listening to you no more. Go out to everyone with a computer somewhere today, go out to njpeople.com. And I haven't had the time to do it, so I hope you do. And click on all the updates. Click like a mad fool. Go all the way through it. There's letters. There's interim reports. There's exhibits. There's conclusions. There's GIF files. You can't be at least mildly interesting, then shut the hell up. There's affidavits. There's eyewitnesses. There's radio interviews. Commander Donaldson's letters are there. All of these things. I haven't had time to do it. Even something from the New York Times.
That's all the evidence I need.
And I'm telling you, there's been a change. It's not...
Blah, blah.
Isn't it a little funny to you that
absolutely no idea what's going on.
Eyewitness accounts of the missile going up are now top secret? Isn't that a little funny?
You so crazy.
No, do not listen to that man. Doesn't that strike you as a little funny? Top secret now, the witness accounts? Why?
75 years ago.
I'll tell you why. And look at this. John, who wrote me recently, Mike, go to njpeople.com. John, I already knew about it.
Waving.
I already knew about it. Mike, go out there at njpeople.com and you can get a complete report of how Flight 800 was shot down. A copy of this report is being delivered. Look at this. This report. Guess what? This report.
You're crazy. That's what I think. You're screwy.
I think it's pretty substantial.
Cut it out.
This report is going to Capitol Hill on Thursday. And this is what the guy says. A copy of this report being delivered to Capitol Hill.
Why don't you drop the matter?
On Thursday.
And there are people in this building that think we don't use all these cartridges and we should recycle some of them instead of buying new ones. And we say, no, we can't erase any of these.
And John Seawick, you know, you say it. You say it right here. I agree with you. No. You say here, you conclude your email by saying, it was a missile. And you're absolutely right. And I knew about it.
Stop it!
And I knew about it, John. And then RK Neal, 65, as you write here.
Mark is exhausted. Mark is huffing and puffing from walking pieces of audio over to the board.
As you wrote, RK Neil 65 PS. Drew isn't coming back till he proves your missile theory. I'll keep listening to you. I ain't listening to you no more.
We have the Lions.
I don't have time
to
go into it. I wasn't prepared for a full-blown presentation. Perhaps you need some more. All right, I'm down in flames. TWA Flight 800 went down with a missile, and I went down on 1,000 drops.
No, don't sell yourself short. A lot of people got something out of that.
You people do the things that I don't have time to do, and that's click on all these items.
I've never seen more ox-like behavior in my life. He fought his way through 500 pieces of audio.
I did.
To get the message out.
I did. And all the while, I maintained my composure with carts at 100 miles an hour so close to my head, my hair was moving. Jesus. All right.
Hey, I got an interesting email about this TWA 800. Remember Pierre Salinger?
Oh, God, yeah.
How enmeshed with TWA 800 he became?
Yes.
Because he was a missile theory guy, wasn't he?
Oh, big time. And I thought he had all the credibility in the world because of his background with Kennedy.
Somebody emailed us this story about Pierre Salinger syndrome, bolstered by eyewitness accounts and the internet. The explosion of TWA Flight 800 off the coast of New York 10 years ago spawned a slew of sinister conspiracy theories, most notably the belief that a missile from a U.S. Navy ship was responsible. So prevalent were those theories that the term Pierre Salinger syndrome, the belief that everything on the internet is true, entered the lexicon.
Yeah. Ultimately, Pierre Salinger ended up really pretty much going down in history as
a
dumbass.
And honestly, I don't think that theory was, I mean, as much as we ragged you about it, I always thought the missile theory was reasonable.
It
sure as hell was weird.
It was very weird, and there really were about 120 witnesses that swore on the Bible.
On the Bible? They brought a Bible out for these people.
Swore on the Bible and swore between themselves that they saw a missile streaking up to that airplane. And
I heard them. I saw those people on TV. They were credible as hell.
And they did move that information. They classified it pretty damn quick, adding to suspicion. And there were some, who was those people, that TV news crew out on a helicopter that saw something really bizarre when they got down, and they were shut down. And originally there was that weird marking on the radar that they went back and looked at those radar tapes, and only over time did they determine that was something else.
Well,
but in the beginning, it looked awfully weird because this thing was moving rapidly toward that airplane before it vanished. So,
and the eyewitness accounts were all the same. They're all like, yeah, I saw this flame going through the air, and I'm like following it through the air, and all of a sudden there's like a plane. It's like, boom, it seemed to be right near the plane, and then the plane exploded. And it was like, well, gee, that's pretty interesting. 100 people saying this?
Yeah, exactly.
Seems pretty powerful to me.
Oh, that's an awful lot of people.
Yeah.
And up until then, nobody's heard anything about fuel tanks or anything so preposterous. And they were pretty strange, too, about when they started putting that airplane, reassembling that airplane, and some of the weird things about that were coming and going, little pieces of information coming and going out of that thing about, some of the residue found on some of the parts and all.
I still don't understand. How do you get 100 people to shut up?
Well, that's just it, you know.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, in other words, they can go to those people and go, this is now classified information, and you can't talk about it. And the people actually go, okay.
Yeah, as if. They'd
all be ridiculous
to the Globe for a lot of money, it seems.
Well, but I never hear any of them. You never see any of them anywhere anymore.
I know. Nobody talks about it anymore. And also...
Well, wouldn't you think somebody should be doing a story about it today? You would think somebody would be going back on, okay, who are these people?
Yeah.
And let's go in the file and find the names.
Yeah.
And, people can track people down.
Yeah. The other thing they had was that strange thing on radar which showed an eyewitness account also of a boat speeding away from that location.
Yeah.
And
there were about 50 of the 100 that saw that.
Yeah. And it also, as time went along, was a little strange when at this point this missile theory was really kind of coming together pretty well, and all of a sudden it came out about that Navy crew out there on training exercises. Remember that, too?
Yep.
And it sort of smacked of these guys out there that happen to be right in that location.
Not being careful.
Absolutely.
And then the 1 in a million happens. They send this thing off, and what do you know?
By God, if it doesn't track that jet, the heat-sinking missile.
Yeah, it actually made a lot of sense.
It did make a lot of sense. The only thing that didn't make sense, the more you thought about it, was that, well, but could they have kept that secret? Because you talk about 100 people staying quiet. How are you going to get a crew of God knows, how many hundreds of men are on board?
But those people were spotting. Oh, how do you keep the people on the ship
on the
quiet?
ship from saying, like, oh, did we blow it? Other than the fact that I suppose the people that pushed the button and went, it's too late, missiles away, those guys are going to be more than happy to keep it quiet because they don't want to be responsible for taking down a commercial airliner and pulverizing 300 people at once.
Is like a Gomer Pyle guy that everybody's like, oh, Pyle did it. You never really
pushed the
just
button.
wail on Pyle.
Yep, everybody, don't put Pyle! Shazam, I already pushed the button. Missiles away.
I can just see him there with his hat turned up, like a rally cap.
Oh, yeah, like PT 109. The visor tipped up.
Shazam.
Yeah, he just this totally blank look on his face. Just nobody home.
That shell of a head.
Yeah.
Nothing going on inside.
Yeah.
Shazam.
And they want a guy like that.
I had no idea.
To control the button because they don't want any questions asked. The guy that pushes the button, they want to be just a blank brain. When you say do it, he does it.
He doesn't
ask questions. He doesn't
think about the repercussions.
You're right. You don't want a guy that. You're right. You don't want a guy that thinks at all, and so you make sure he's so stupid that he's not even capable of thinking.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so
You can't see Pyle just watching and going, wow, looky there. It's going up towards that plane. Oh, my God, that plane blew up.
Shazam.
You don't suppose
I don't think
that's
we
the one
made a
that I
mistake.
just sent off, do you?
Be right with you.
I didn't make a mistake, did I?
I had no idea. Shazam.
That's what he would say after the plane, like, just outside of me. Golly. Look at that plane come down in 5,000 pieces.
Golly.
That was a phenomenal character.
It really
God, that was a great character.
Just terrific.
The combination of him and
Carter.
Frank Sutton as
Oh,
Carter.
my God. Sergeant Carter.
I mean, I swear,
Oh,
I
man.
occasionally bump into that show, and I'm laughing my
it's
ass
terrific.
off. I can't stop laughing.
It's fantastic, and it grabs you right away. The minute you see it, the minute it's underway, it's like, it's great right away.
You know what else I love are the Yahoo friends of his. Like there's like two guys in the group or in his troop or whatever
Yes.
who are actually his
buddies.
friends.
Yeah.
And they're just these Yahoo rednecks.
Yes. Total
I wish I could think of their
dupas.
names.
I know. I'll never be able to remember that. But I know I see their faces, though. I can see their faces going by, but I could never come up with their name.